I built a gantry crane from my shop. I made it wide enough to unload things from a pickup, like this quad that I'll rebuild into a homebrew UTV. There's very little new steel in this build. I used this industrial shelving for the legs and beams. I found it for free on my local online classifieds. They're decently heavy. The steel is 3mm or 1/8 inch thick. I cut a bunch of diagonals and then ground down the burrs. All the pieces were 4 feet long, so I had to weld some together to get the beam width I needed. I clamped 2 sections into some angle iron to make sure they were straight. I tacked the joint a few times, and then unclamped and fully welded it. The one bummer with salvaged metal is the extra prep involved. You can't weld painted surfaces, so grinding away paint was pretty much the theme on this build. Here's the assembly of the first of the 2 beams. And let's speed it up. I put that wood in there to combat the metal's tendency to warp from the welding heat, even just with the tack welds. The top and bottom pieces were trying to pull toward each other, making it hard to fit the diagonals in there. Now that all the pieces are tack welded in, it's time to go over the whole thing and fully weld it. I'm trying to jump around a lot to avoid heating one section up too much and warping it. Here I'm working on the first leg. I figured they'd be plenty strong if they were made of 3 sections in this configuration. Here I'm marking out the base plates for the casters. This is some rusty scrap 1/4 inch plate. This is real time. Here's my plasma cutting track cutting out the base plates. This is 5 times sped up right now. Cleaning it up and drilling bolt holes. More paint grinding and welding the base plate to the leg. This heavy C-channel is for the top of the legs where the uprights will land. By the time it's all gusseted, I don't think this lower section tying the feet together is fully necessary, but I'm no engineer. Better safe than sorry. Cutting out the gussets for the tops of the legs. carrier for the chain. It straddles both beams with the chain hanging between them. The chain is draped over a short piece of 1¼ inch round stock that's held captive in the carrier. Here's some flat stock to join the two carrier halves together. More C-channel and some heavy pipe for the ends of the beams. I'm using a strip of sheet metal to shim the pipe plumb to the beam. Tacking it up and fully welding it out. Since the uprights and their supports are round pipe nested into each other, I gotta do something to stop them from spinning. So that's what these captive nuts and bolts are for. I've already pre-drilled holes here. Here's the final assembly. Nesting the upright pipes into the larger pipes at the beam ends, lining up the holes, and screwing in the bolts. There's still some play since the two pipes don't fit tightly together. The proper fix would be to drill some more holes and weld on some more captive nuts, but have the bolts just push against the inner pipe and not index into holes. For now, some folded up cardboard stuffed into the gaps has removed the slop. Safety first. Do not try this at home. Probably should have had some help here. Here are 11 55-pound bags of concrete, so that's 605 pounds not including the wheelbarrow. I maxed out the height of the crane while still being able to operate the door. One last round of support plates. And here she is painted. I don't know how heavy this saw is, but it would have been much less sketchy unloading it with this crane.